Hey, welcome back to the ultimate guide on the Ur Dragon. Whether you're new to Dragon Tribal or a veteran of the skies, this is your all-in-one breakdown of the most iconic, most dominant, most ferocious 5-color commander in Magic the Gathering, the Ur Dragon. Why this Ur Dragon deck? Because this is your draconic destiny. You're not just building a dragon deck, you're building the dragon deck. With over 35,000 lists on EDH Rec, the Ur Dragon is one of the most popular commanders of all time. But what makes this deck stand out? Stick around and you'll see why it's the apex predator of the skies without relying on cheap combos or boring tutor spam. Now, I've been playing Dragon Tribal since 2015, but when the Ur Dragon dropped in 2017, it was love at first roar. This deck is the culmination of hundreds of games and years of optimization. This build rejects easy infinite combos, no aggravated assault loops, no 12-card tutor chains, just raw, unrelenting draconic power. Let's break down the deck by its 5 spell categories. Every non-land card plays a role in at least one of these. 1. Mana advantage. 2. Card advantage. 3. Force multipliers. 4. Protection. 5. Removal. And ramp is everything. Dragons are expensive, so you need to accelerate hard. This deck favors mana dorks over other ramp because of their early impact and explosive scaling. Dragons like Goldspan, Cloth explode your mana. Goldlust, Triad, and Ancient Copper Dragon make treasure like it's going out of style. And with support cards like Chromatic Orrery or Timor Battlecrier, you'll be casting 3 dragons a turn. Cards like Up the Beanstalk and the One Ring help keep your hand full. Ancient Silver Dragon, that's a whole new hand every time. Now remember, your dragons are big, flashy, and removal magnets. That's why you need a high density of draw effects to stay ahead. Now with force multipliers, this is going to make your threats hit harder, faster, and more frequently. And you can kind of think of them like steroids for your dragons. Dragon Tempest and Sylvia Brightspear give your dragons haste and double strike. Cards like Roaring Throne, Double Triggers, and Miriam. She duplicates dragons, double Lathless, double Silver Dragon. You get the picture, right? Then there are board state multipliers, cards that cheat permanents into play, like a sneak attack from your library. These are kind of tempo monsters. They bypass hard limitations, save mana, and explode your board state out of nowhere. I mean, this all sounds good until somebody, casts Wrath of God. That's why you play Protection, Teferi's Protection, Steely Resolve, Swan Song. You don't overextend unless you have insurance, right? Be the threat, don't be the fool. You have to answer threats. You can't just beat face and hope. Cyclonic Rift clears the way. Scourge of Valkas, Terror of the Peaks, burns blockers off the board. Leyline Binding handles planeswalkers, enchantments. Some cards do everything. Bone Horde, Dracosaur draws ramps and floods the board. Bator untaps your whole team. Smuggler Surprise, draw, protection, and a flash threat. Always know your multipliers, your multi-role MVPs. Early turns define your game. The best start include turn 1 Dorks, right? 3 mana on turn 2 is often stronger than 4 mana on turn 3. You don't always have to be first on board. Sometimes it's better to explode all at once than to trickle out dragons, right? Build up bait removal, then drop these threats in 1 turn. Let your dragons take the sky by storm. And just in meta awareness, you're going to be an archenemy. Everyone knows Ur Dragon is powerful. Don't overextend without protection. Focus on one opponent at a time. Surprise kill them, right? Then move on to the next. Start with lands always. Mana consistency wins games. Triomes, fetch lands, duels, whatever your budget allows. After land, focus on high impact draw and ramp. Old Gnawbone, the One Ring, Savala. And if your wallet's saying no thanks, proxy. Don't let price gatekeep power. And let me tell you something, a lot of players don't realize until they've piloted this deck dozens of times. The Ur Dragon is less about what you cast and more about when you cast it. This isn't just slam a dragon past turn. It's a game of pressure, politics, and planning. See, when you play this deck, you're automatically the threat. People don't even read your board state. They just see the Ur Dragon and assume you're ready to kill everyone on the spot. So the real skill, it's in the pacing yourself, right? It's in pacing. knowing when to look harmless, knowing when to look terrifying, and knowing when to explode. You ever cast Majestic Genesis with the Ur Dragon on the field, just casually drop 5 permanents into play for free? It's not a tempo swing, that's a gravity well. Pulls the whole table into your orbit. You stop being a player, you become the win condition everyone has to react to. But here's the other things, right? Every dragon you play isn't just a creature, it's a message. Goldspan Dragon, I'm about to get a whole second main phase of nonsense. Lathless Dragon Queen, hope you brought a board wipe because this is going wide right now. Miriam, oh buddy, that's when the clown carved dragons truly begins. Now let's talk about Miriam for a second. You haven't lived until you copy a Hellkite cursor and drop 2 copies of your commander into play swinging on the same turn. It's absurd, it's unfair, and it's why we're here. Now you might be asking yourself, now isn't this deck expensive? Yeah, it can be, but dragons don't care about costs. If you can't afford fetch lands, run Triumphs. If you can't buy Old Gnawbone, run Gold Dust Triad and Ancient Copper Dragon. You know, what this deck runs on is momentum. You just need to get moving, and once you're airborne, it's hard for anyone to bring you down. You don't need to win with combos. You win because you created a table-wide problem. You're not racing to the finish line. You are the finish line. So the next time someone says, oh no, not the Ur Dragon, just smile and say, don't worry, I'm going to go easy on you this time. All right, I appreciate you guys. Please consider a like and a subscribe. And if nothing else, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Later.